Hi everyone, Jan is signing in. Welcome to another Sunday video. In this episode I will repot the spruce that was worked on the very first video uploaded to this channel. It is called the spruce initial work. Check it out if you want. The spruce started to push the buds and get a dark green color, a good sign that the styling and overwintering was successful. This is the following plan. I will make a light repotting and angle adjustment as I change the inclination of the tree, and proper watering would be very difficult and complicated with the pot in this position. I measured the current root ball and check out what would be available as a new container. In general, I had three options. The first was to use the same training container, but it might be too shallow though. The next option was to make a customized wooden box. Other option was that some stone from my production would fit with this spruce. So I took off the container. This is what the root ball looked like. It smelled nicely like forest mushrooms. This is always a great sign. I found these white spots. This is a small colony of root aphids. No wonder they wanted to take their piece from these great roots. If there are not so many of them, usually they do not cause any big harm to the tree. Anyway, it was good to spot them. I will remove them during the repotting and preventively spray them out, maybe. I hate using any chemicals in my garden and I always think about using them as the last option. I put the tree at the proper angle in order to orient myself while working on the root ball. And I started to work on the side which will need the biggest adjustments. I need to sculpt out the gradual slope from this side. So I gradually remove the soil with a metal fork. Always gently and step by step. There is no need to be in a rush or stressed during the repotting. It will never end up well. I didn't need to get deeper than roughly the thickness of 3 fingers, and from the other side even less. So I gradually worked the entire root ball and the bottom and surface also. I also watered the root ball to keep the fine roots moisted enough. This huge stone from my production would fit. I quickly tested if everything would work. Such a massive tree with dominant weight on the one side caused a bit of unstable and wobbly conditions. So I adjusted the bottom of the stone quickly with a grinder without compromising the aesthetics. And then I drilled the drainage holes and holes for anchor wires at these strategic spots. You don't need any cooling while drilling my stones, and the ordinary drilling bits from hardware store will work just fine. You can check out how I adjusted the stone with the grinder in the video called Easy Rock Planting, which was uploaded 2 weeks ago. After the drilling, I washed out all the dust and prepared the stone. I used steel anchor wires as the tree needs to be well anchored to the stone, and thanks to its size and inclination, aluminum wires might be too soft. Here you can see 2 large drainage holes covered with green mesh, secured with wire, and 3 strategic locations for the anchor wires. I covered the bottom with a large grain mixture to get a nice aeration layer in quite a deep pot. Then I filled the stone with a regular mixture and formed a hill in the middle. I used a mixture of pumice, fine basalt and akadama, more or less in 1:1:1 ratio. Then I prepared myself for the lift. The wet and soaked root ball was double the weight than before, or I was getting weak already. Then I started to adjust the position of the tree and made good contact with the roots with the mixture. The tree needs to sit well on the substrate. The good sign was that the tree was quite stable in the stone even without anchoring, and the whole composition holds place. I was happy that I adjusted the bottom with a grinder. I took my time to find the visual sweet spot and check the position from all sides. Then I inserted the bamboo stick into the root ball and anchored it in the most important point in order to make sure I locked the tree in the proper angle and position. Then I repeated the process on the two remaining side spots. I have 3 anchor points that is necessary for the tree of this scale. I filled the rest of the space with the mixture and started chopsticking. It is important to chopstick it well. Sometimes it's incredible how many piles of substrates fit in. For the slope on this exposed side, I used a mixture of the river mud with akadama. I built up the mud wall and the space between the mud and the roots I filled with mixture. In the very top part, I cover it with sphagnum moss and soil. This combined rim will provide enough moisture and healthy conditions for the roots during the hot summer days. And here it is. The spruce found a new home and it is stone. It is a good compromise between the aesthetics and the needs of the tree for healthy growth. I will see how it evolves and maybe change the stone for another one in the future. It is still a very fresh composition and the tree is just after the initial styling, but the general picture of the monumental and dramatic tree that grows in the higher mountain region becomes to be visible. The last step is a good deep watering, and that is all for this episode. I will check out the weather for the coming week and decide if I place the tree outside right away or let it settle down in the greenhouse. Thanks for watching and bye for now. Jan is signing off. Bye bye.